Ryan Gosling's Star Wars movie gets its official title. Harry Potter has 6 new confirmed castings. We got our first look at the female Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four. 28 years later dropped a brand new trailer. Superman dropped a BTS teaser, and so much more movie news happening this week.
What's up, movie friends? Welcome back to Raiders of the Lost podcast, the ultimate film and TV podcast. Star Wars Celebration in Tokyo dropped some huge announcements. Harry Potter castings. I'm feeling okay about the Harry Potter castings, but I have emotional detachment from it. Keep that in mind.
Same,
I'm emotionally detached from it. There's so many trailers. We got like literally 10 trailers this week to go over. Final Destination, Chuck, The Roses, him. Pride and Prejudice comes out for re-release. Eddington, Ari Aster's new film.
Yeah.
That's a really fun looking trailer. So many stories. I gotta say, 28 years later, unbelievable. But first, let's get into the box office.
Yes, sir.
And tell everybody how theaters are performing. And it's been a huge weekend. This is Easter weekend. Happy Easter to everybody who celebrates. Huge weekend for Warner Brothers, which has dominated with the top 2 films. They already have been crushing it with Minecraft. And Minecraft came out on top once again, impressing in its third weekend with
3 weeks in a row.
$48 million domestically, and it has passed $700 million globally.
Oh my God.
It was at $550 million like the middle of last week before the weekend, so it's just
Holy
destroying.
crap.
I can see it hitting $1 billion in 2 weeks easily because it's not slowing down at all. And then Sinners was the big release. Ryan Coogler's incredible vampire film starring Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld.
You still can't say it. So our episode of Sinners is tomorrow. Anthony said Haley's name wrong 7 different times.
I can't say
in 7
it.
different ways.
I don't know what it is about it.
I don't know either.
Haley Steinfeld.
There you go.
There we go. Haley Steinfeld. There's a lot of
No, it's Field.
Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. I can't get it right. It's all the vowels. They're all mixed. There's a lot of EIs in her name. Anyways, it was a great debut for a big rated R
it's
film.
Feld. You're right.
It's Steinfeld?
Steinfeld.
Bam. Motherfucker. And if you haven't seen Sinners, make it your next to watch in theaters because it was a fabulous vampire film. Hard R, great characters, awesome movie. We're glad to see this big budget original story get a huge box office opening weekend of $40 million. It could make a good amount of money if it gets word of mouth, which it is. Everybody's giving it glowing reactions and reviews, so I expect it to hold on strong next weekend and to not dip too much. So good news for Ryan Coogler.
And again, our episode for Sinners drops tomorrow. Yes. It was a lot of fun. We saw it in 70mm IMAX. Such a great film. Cannot wait to hear you guys react to it and listen to our episode. And next up, Jay Christ. He's always on top of the box office lately. The King of Kings, second weekend, right?
Third weekend,
yeah. 17 million at the box office. This movie's pretty close to 100 million.
Yeah, it's great for Easter weekend. They knew what they were doing, releasing
the animated film. I watched a trailer for this finally. It looks incredible.
Yeah, the animation looks cool. Great voice cast.
Really stunning. The Amateur, still chugging along. The Rami Malek starring film pulled in another $8 million at the domestic box office. Really healthy This is 4 weeks in right now, almost 3
2 weeks.
Is it that?
Yeah.
I thought it
came
out in December last year.
I didn't have the heart to correct you last time. Last week you were like, oh my God, it made $15 million in its second weekend. We saw it a week early before it was released.
Oh.
So its first weekend was last week. It's doing pretty good.
You're right. It came out the 11th. We saw it so long ago.
We saw it a week early, so I think you thought in your brain like that was the week it came out.
I thought you said Spider.
So it did 15 in opening weekend and then 8 million in second weekend. Pretty good. It's up to 40 million domestic and $60 million budget. So and pretty good internationally. So it's gonna turn a profit, possibly a little profit, but not much. But still,
Never mind.
It could end up in the green if it just keeps doing well.
Next up, A24's Warfare pulled in a box office of $4 million at the domestic box office. Its second weekend.
Well done.
There we go.
Well
Second
done.
weekend
You
at
got
the
it,
box office. That movie was
unbelievable,
fantastic. Easily one of the best of the year, if not the best of the year. It's between Sinners and Me with that.
Yeah, my favorite of the year.
So phenomenal. Drop. Looks like it dropped at the box office.
Oh, I see what you did there.
See what I did there?
That was like, I didn't, oh my God.
So the title of the movie's dropped, and then the box office trajectory just dropped. Because it
I don't
seems
get
like
it.
Sinners and The Amateur and Warfare kind of just took up all potential box office for it looks like.
They ate it up.
Drop, this is the second weekend?
Correct, man. You are just killing it with these second weekends.
Yeah, no big deal. I mean,
after you messed up the amateur.
Been around the block for a little bit. It's got a total gross of $13 million at the box office internationally.
I think it cost about that much, maybe 20
mil. It's probably going to pull a profit over time eventually. But yeah, pretty huge drop.
You don't want to make $2 million on your second weekend.
And then there are 2 other new movies at the box office this weekend, right?
Limited release, The Legend of Ochi, A24's other new film. And then The Wedding Banquet, which is a remake of the Ang Lee 90s film.
1993, right?
Yeah. Yeah, wow. Oh, my God. Your film knowledge is unbelievable. Starring Bowen Yang and Lily Gladstone. They both are in kind of limited release. Legend of Ochi opens wider next week. The Wedding Banquet is in over 1,000 theaters, but there's no box office numbers for them yet today, so we'll have to wait until Monday to really see how much they earn. But I don't expect them to do very well. They're both tracking pretty low.
Yeah, and Legend of Ochi is getting pretty good reviews. 6.2 on IMDb, not super high. Rotten Tomatoes, it's 83% critic. And then audience score is not released. Letterboxd is a 3.3, so that's not actually tracking very well.
Apparently, from what I've seen, I'm going to see it because it looks very creative.
Yeah, it looks great.
Apparently, it's like an E.T. kind of movie, but it doesn't have really great. It has a good first act, but then it doesn't really pull at the heartstrings or dive. The story kind of teeters out.
E.T.'s a masterpiece and a diamond in the rough, though. Come on, let's be honest. One of the best movies ever.
Elliot, E.T.
Let's talk about Star Wars, baby. It seems like we're back in a big way with Star Wars. Celebration in Tokyo just happened the other day. Lots of stars were there. The biggest news coming out of Star Wars Celebration, though, is Ryan Gosling's Star Wars film got a title reveal. It'll be called Star Wars Starfighter.
I like it.
It'll begin filming this year, this fall. He just wrapped production on Project Hail Mary pretty recently. That movie's coming out next year. But in 2027, May 28th, Star Wars Starfighter will come out, directed by Sean Levy, who made, obviously, Deadpool Wolverine. The film will be a standalone adventure occurring shortly after the rise of Skywalker.
5 years later. And it's going to have nothing to do with any of the movies we've seen before. It's going to be, it's wholly its own thing, which is what I've been hoping for a long time, to have just no connection to anything else and just be its own thing.
What kind of character do you want Gosling to play? Because I don't want him to play a Jedi. I don't want him to play a Sith, but I want him to sort of maybe be a Han Solo-esque character, maybe a smuggler, a runner, or something.
Well, Starfighter, I mean, it sounds like he's going to be fighting some people. Maybe, I mean, I wouldn't mind him being a Jedi. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Or some kind of like cool pilot.
It's interesting, the title harkens back to what the original title of the first Star Wars movie was going to be with Star Killer.
Yeah.
And so now Starfighter seems like a little reference to that.
I like the title a lot. I think this is a really great title.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah. I mean, Sean Levy's proven himself time and time again with big budgets and fanfare kind of films. And so Ryan Gosling, I'm sure he's been dying to be in a Star Wars movie since he was a kid. So I think that overall, I have good hopes for this in 2 years.
Let's go.
We'll see.
We also have our first look at Mandalorian and Grogu, the film which hits theaters on May 22nd, 2026. This is smart. Star Wars has movies in theaters 1 year, basically exactly after each other. Mm-hmm. You know, that was really smart. They haven't been in theaters for a long time, not since 2019, right? Since they've been in movie theaters?
Star Wars, yeah.
It's such a long time.
Yeah.
So we got our first look at some stills from the movie. Obviously, Pedro Pascal and Sigourney Weaver were there in attendance. We got looks at AT-ATs from the film. The ship, the Razor Crest, obviously. Sigourney Weaver will be a 75-year-old pilot in the film.
Oh, she brought her glasses.
Jeremy Allen White will star as the buff Rada the Hutt, who is the gladiator son of Jabba, with massive biceps. There's a still of him inside of a gladiatorial arena with his arms in the air.
Great delts.
He's just massive. And no word yet on if Ludwig Göransson is going to do the music. He did every episode of The Mandalorian, but he's probably, I'm guessing, too busy with the Odyssey right now to be scoring this film in addition to that.
I'm not sure if he fully did season 3.
I know he's done 23 episodes. So
he did the first 2 seasons, but I think that he passed it off to someone else for the 3rd season.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe that person will do it.
Maybe you're right. Can someone check that for us? We don't have an assistant.
I'll check right now.
The Mandalorian and Grogu will come out to May 22nd, 2026. Exciting stuff.
What do you think about the jacked Rada the Hutt?
Whatever, man. Yeah, it sounds cool. Rada the Hutt, Gladiatorial Arena.
I think it sounds fun.
From what
Joseph Shirley composed the score for the 3rd season.
Based off the stills, that was revealed and also information that we've gotten, it seems like The Mandalorian and Grogu is sort of going to be a nostalgia fest in a lot of ways, like capturing things from the previous movies that we love, having the AT-ATs, which we haven't seen too often, but obviously most famously in Empire Strikes Back, and then having the gladiatorial arena like Return of the Jedi, sort of a gladiatorial arena with Luke fighting the Rancor in this mono versus mono, this man versus monster kind of situation. So maybe
mono versus mono.
I don't know what I'm saying. Maybe they're trying to just build nostalgia with referencing different parts of the best parts of movies from the past.
I mean, I think that Jon Favreau directing is also best case scenario too. He knows how to direct a movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's awesome.
Yeah. Apparently, it opens with a huge wonder of Mandalorian just wreaking havoc on stormtroopers.
Sounds good to me.
And destroying people.
Sounds
like,
good to me.
Just a huge wonder. That's
cool.
some of the footage that people saw. All right, we got some really cool news that got me excited. I think that Disney's learning, let's just do, the favorites.
Let's do some cool stuff instead of what we've been doing.
Yeah. Darth Maul is getting his own animated series on Disney Plus called Star Wars Maul, Shadow Lord. It's a lot of words. Drop the Star Wars. Maul, Shadow Lord. It's cleaner.
Just drop Shadow Lord. Just Star Wars Maul.
This will release on Disney Plus in 2026, and the series will delve into Darth Maul's life after the Clone Wars, exploring his rise in the criminal underworld and his mentorship of a new Padawan. Sam Witwer will return to voice Maul, who's played him in every iteration. The announcement has sparked significant interest amongst fans, with the series promising to expand on Maul's story between the Clone Wars and Rebels, including potentially introducing the character Darth Talon. My one thing is, do not make him a good guy.
They're gonna.
Do not make him a protagonist. Just make him a fucking badass evil Sith Lord.
I don't know the lore of Darth Maul outside of the movies. With Rebels, Clone Wars, the books, the comic books, the fiction. I don't know much, so if anyone can fill us in on whether or not Darth Maul has a protagonist angle in other stories, I'm not sure. I also hope the same thing. This sounds like they're going to turn him into an anti-hero, which I'm not sure if I want that completely. I would just say make him a baddie, but they have to make him a protagonist if he's going to be the lead of the show,
Well, make his protagonist journey being doing something awful. He's trying to kill a planet.
I don't know if Disney Plus will let that happen. But, I mean, this could be an issue where they turn a villain into a hero, and it affects everything that he's been in.
They better not.
But it is what it is. It's just going to they're going to keep making stuff. But also, speaking of characters being redone, we have Harry Potter casting news, official castings for 6. So we obviously knew that John Lithgow was going to be Dumbledore. He was really the first official casting. But now it's official that Nick Frost will play Hagrid.
Good pick.
Paul Whitehouse as Argus Filch. Luke Thalon as Quirius Quirrell. Papasadou as Severus Snape is official. And Janet McTeer as Minerva McGonagall is official. So all 6 of these characters have been cast as these actors. I think that Nick Frost, for me, is probably the standout casting for the character that he's going to play. But everyone else, Lithgow thinks great as Dumbledore. The rest of the other 4, I have no idea who they are, really.
So Janet McTeer, you've seen her in things. She's the older woman in The Menu. The journalist.
Okay.
The journalist.
Oh, that's a great pick, yeah.
Yeah, and then she's also in The Woman in Black and Me Before You, the Emilia Clarke film with Sam, what's his name? The handsome guy named Sam. Sam Claflin from Hunger Games. Yeah, she seems like a good pick for McGonagall.
Yeah.
Again, emotional detachment. I don't care.
Same. I just don't care either.
I don't know 4 of these actors at all. 3 of these actors at all. So I don't know who Paul Whitehouse is. I've never heard of that guy. And Luke Talon. Quirrell's going to be a good role.
Yeah.
So that's a great role to have as a young actor to do that.
I agree. But real quick, before we continue, this episode is brought to you by MoviePosters.com, our incredible sponsor who supply us with all these great movie posters like the Sinners one behind me that's lit up with my backlit frame I got from MoviePosters.com. Use our code Raiders10 at checkout to get 10% off your order today, as well as use our affiliate link, which you can find in the episode description of all our episodes or Instagram bio. This link gets us a commission on every purchase, so we get a commission, you get 10% off. Movie Poster gets you an amazing poster of whatever you want, so check out movieposters.com with our link today and our code.
Do it now.
All right, let's get back into the episode. The other huge news.
Some more Disney.
Disney. The Pedro Pascal show must continue. Fantastic Four First Steps dropped a new full-length trailer. And this one's special because we got a great look at Julia Garner as the female version of the Silver Surfer, which is Shala Bal. Now, from the comics, she's a character, and this has sparked various reactions among fans. Some fans expressed confusion or disapproval over this gender swap, according to them, but others point out the female Silver Surfers are part of the comics and the lore, arguing the casting aligns with established comic book narratives.
Yeah, I don't really care. It's fine with me.
Emotional detachment.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I've never read the comics. Never read the comics.
I think that the Silver Surfer has an interesting look in this movie because it looks sort of like a trophy. The design that they've done with the visual effects. She looks sort of like an old piece of silver and antique, but she sort of has a reflection of like an old trophy. You know what I mean?
Like an opaque reflection?
Not opaque,
super perfect.
But not perfect. Yeah, not crisp and clean and pristine, like rusted almost. You know what I mean? You can see the texture.
Wear and tear.
A lot of people are going after the visual effects. I think visual effects look fine in this.
The trailer overall, I thought it was a good trailer, but it wasn't. I gotta be honest. I wasn't really blown away by it.
It took me down a peg for excitement of the movie, to be honest.
I was. It ended up being much more tense, dramatic, and dark than I was expecting from all the previous marketing materials they've dropped. And I was like, honestly, it also had some of the same beats as the first Fantastic Four movie, especially Johnny interacting with the Silver Surfer. And I get
it's kind of gotta happen.
I know.
It's like doing Batman again.
Yeah. the Wayne murder again. But I gotta say, I was slightly. I mean, I'm still gonna see the movie, but I'm slightly kind of like, it wasn't exactly as great as I was expecting.
I think the teasers and the other trailers before this have been a lot better. This trailer was good, but it explored more of the story. I like how Galactus is going to be a massive being for sure. Silver Surfer looks really interesting. The dynamic between the family, that's still something that I'm going to have to be convinced about. I'm not sure if I felt it during this trailer. We did get a reveal that Sue Storm is pregnant, which everyone theorized, and that quick clip that they released of Johnny reacting like, you're late for dinner, is a reveal of them telling them that she's pregnant and he's going to be an uncle, so he's really excited. But am I quite feeling the family dynamic working here? I'm not sure. I think I just need to see the full-length movie. But I do like how the trailer opens up sort of like how it's like a live show of the reveal of the Fantastic Four, who everyone knows who they are. They exist in this world, have been for a while. They're the protectors of Earth, and now this big threat is coming, and Silver Surfer is coming to let them know that their planet's going to be destroyed. And obviously Reed feels like he's guilty of accidentally sort of creating an opening for this to happen.
Yeah. This is it looks good.
We did get a look at Reed Richards' flexibility and stretching.
He stretched really far.
Yeah.
I mean, the CGI I think looks good, but yeah, we'll see. I gotta wait. I mean, we'll wait until it comes out. But I gotta say, I watched it and I was like, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
Did you watch the new Superman BTS teaser?
This I really liked.
This was great.
I thought the Superman, it's a 5-minute kind of a mashup of trailer footage as well as interviews with the cast and director James Gunn. And I got to say, I thought it looked really impressive. I think it's the best thing they've put out so far, honestly, in terms of getting a sense for what this movie is, getting a sense for the visuals and the cast and what the tone is going to be. I got to say, this got me more excited than anything else about the Superman marketing campaign. And it looks like it's coming from a place of love. And I got to say, I mean, it looks really good. I think it has a lot of potential, a lot of upside. And yeah, looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, we got new looks at David Cornswet behind the scenes, as well as some stills and images of him as Superman in the film. New looks at Lois, new looks at other characters like Hawkgirl, as well as new looks at Metamorpho. I don't even know who the heck that is, but it looks like a great character design of this super being.
Let me turn your a little bit.
He's like purple and orangey guy.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
It looks like one of the engineers from Prometheus, except colorful. And then also new looks at Lex Luthor, a bunch of interesting aesthetics and characters, as well as we sort of can feel the tone of James Gunn's film a lot more with the aesthetic, the production design, the ships, the interesting things that him and his team always come up with for their films, as well as sort of connecting it to the original versions of Superman, the Christopher Reeve version of Superman. And I thought that was really interesting. And Lex Luthor got a couple great new looks at Nicholas Hoult as the
good.
character.
He looks good.
Looks awesome.
Yeah.
But clearly this is going to be a movie full of super beings. And I think we have no idea to the extent of that yet, but I think we're going to find out when we see it in theaters. And I'm even more hyped for this movie now.
And this also showed, Gunn, obviously, he has always been great with visual effects in his films, but he's also been a very practical filmmaker, too. I think he's one of the filmmakers that blends them together really well. And there's a lot of practical stunt work in this. There's a lot of stuff they got in camera. There's plenty that they're doing CGI, but they are doing a ton, like huge flamethrowers blasting through windows. And so, and then you can just see the heat on Corrin Sweat's face. You know what I mean? It's not fake fire and fake light, and just lighting. It's real flames. And so, a lot of great stunt work that you can see they're doing practically, which makes all the difference in the world. Made me very happy.
Yeah, they dropped a new character poster for Superman, which is really cool too. So I'm very hyped for this movie. I think this is one of my most anticipated for the rest of the year for sure.
But let's talk about the best trailer of the week. I think we both can agree. The best trailer of the week was 28 Years Later. This looks absolutely fantastic, and it's so incredible. It looks very dark, very grim, very intense, hard R, and man, they're not holding back. I like the direction they're going in. And just as we were theorizing, it seems as though there's been some new evolution of the virus strain where new humans who have been infected by the virus don't go full animalistic zombie, rage zombie, but they seem to be intelligent kind of zombie mixes, hybrids.
That's what we've been theorizing for months,
because there's a bunch that attack people, and they aren't crazy-looking zombies. They look like just humans. And it looks like maybe they've even been resorted... maybe their minds have been resorted to like Neanderthals or just like animalistic, but they're not insane rage virus. And they show intelligence. We get a little bit more story, more Ray Fiennes, more Aaron Taylor Johnson. And it looks like Aaron Taylor Johnson plays a scout for his community. He goes out probably looking for supplies. It's a dangerous job. And then he's bringing his son, who he's been training, you can imagine, for years to do this on his first scouting mission. And that's going to be where they first encounter a horde of these intelligent-looking zombies. That's all in the trailer. It's not spoiling. I think it looks absolutely outstanding. It looks like a return to form for the zombie genre. And I want this to be like this movie looks like no nonsense. You know what I mean? I don't think there's going to be any sarcastic quips in this film. Any BS in it.
Wow, he really took a bite out of you, huh?
It's going to be, let's go back to the tone of 28 Days Later. It's just intense, gritty, and highly suspenseful and thrilling.
Heck yeah.
I think
Glowing
it looks
eyes, too, for the zombies.
Looks fantastic.
Did you hear about the Keanu and Weezer collaboration?
No.
So Weezer, the band, is collaborating with Keanu Reeves on a new mockumentary film. Just got announced. Keanu will play the villain in a storyline involving the band Weezer, described as a blend of humor found in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and the satire of Weird Al the Yankovic story.
Yeah, cool. Why not?
Sounds like a great fit. Also, Sam Neill is going to fight another giant lizard. Sam Neill, he's the guy to cast.
You're a giant reptile.
Except locusts, no. But Sam Neill's been cast in Godzilla X Kong's sequel. No title yet, but he's going to play one of the main characters in it.
Hopefully he won't be in the background sweeping up the floor.
No, listen, like I said, it's only when locusts come around.
Have you seen his TikToks?
Yeah, I've seen some of them.
His life on his farm.
Yeah, he's just hanging out.
He's got like little animals that he's friends with.
Yeah.
It's so cute. He's the man. I love him.
The Irish accent's great.
Australian.
Oh, he's Australian. That's right.
James isn't good with accents.
No, I just haven't heard it in a while. I'm fine with accents, motherfucker. You're saying that like it's a known thing. What do you mean? I'm bad with accents.
Just saying, there's a track record.
Like when? Name one.
I'm just saying, in the past, you've mixed up accents in the past.
I'd love to hear when.
There was one where we were talking to Australians and you thought they were Irish.
What? When did that happen?
It was years ago.
What are you talking about?
I wrote it in my diary.
You're just like making stuff up. I just haven't heard Sam Neill talk in a year at least. I just know of the videos.
Mm-hmm.
This guy.
They're great videos. Anyways,
this guy.
The Last of Us Season 2 debuted with 5.3 million viewers, a 10% increase from Season 1's premiere, and Episode 2 drops tonight. However, Episode 1 did have the worst viewership ratings.
No, just the ratings.
Audience ratings.
Yeah.
Not viewership, audience ratings.
Increase in viewership.
Of the entire series so far, it's off to a shaky start. It's like a 7.4 or something.
Something like that,
yeah. On IMDb, which is the lowest. I gotta say, I didn't love the episode myself. I thought it was kind of it wasn't great. It wasn't great.
I'm trying to find that point of emotional detachment for myself because I'm such a fan of the games. And I liked the first season a lot. I thought it was a great adaptation. And there's things about the episode 1 of season 2 that they did really well. But there are things that are making this tough to watch.
Yeah, I get
There are character moments that are making it tough to watch, and dialogue, and it doesn't feel like we're in a post-apocalypse anymore. I know Jackson's supposed to feel like we're safe, we're in an oasis, but it's getting to the point where where's the tension? I don't feel the tension right now.
Yeah,
and I think they've turned everything into a practical joke and way too sarcastic, way too far.
Speaking of sarcastic quips,
so I hope they toned it down for the rest of the show because it's already done.
Yeah.
So hopefully the rest of the season it's toned down a bit. Obviously, a huge event's about to happen. Won't spoil it, but I'm sure a lot of people know. I'm curious what that's going to be like, if it's going to be in tonight's episode or the next one. But I'm not really feeling the tone that they're going with right now. Hopefully it course corrects. And a lot of people are feeling the same way. It was groundbreaking television, I think, last time. But this time, man, it's just they gotta find that right tone because it felt too much like a video game narrative in a lot of ways, of like a movie scene from a video game.
cutaway.
Yeah, it felt too much like a cinematic where you can get away with just kind of a different kind of narrative and character moments. It just wasn't working for me.
Yeah, I gotta say I agree. I thought it was I didn't love the direction it's going in with the characters, and I agree. I think that especially in the scenes that were supposed to be scary, in a way they took away any of the stakes and tension with in place of comedy.
Clickers ain't no joke.
Yeah, I thought it took away all the suspense of that moment, and I was like, I think it's a little dialed too much to 11. In my opinion,
Bring it down a little bit.
Yeah,
bring it down.
It didn't have the.
Come on, guys.
It doesn't feel like it has stakes right now.
Yeah. But they are doing some things really well, I think. And I'm very curious to see.
I think it was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of people are feeling that same way. I've talked to several people who have watched it, and again, things are being done well. Things are not being done well.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right, let's talk about Eddington.
Oh yeah.
Did you see this trailer?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Oh my gosh! As soon as I saw it in the morning, it's the first thing I watched when it came out. It's Ari Aster's latest film, Eddington, starring Pedro Pascal, who is in everything. Emma Stone, Austin Butler, and Joaquin Phoenix. Like 3 stories within 15 minutes, all Pedro Pascal related. This is going to be a COVID film. Comes out in theaters July 18th. It's about a standoff between a small-town sheriff and a mayor during COVID-19 pandemic. Joaquin Phoenix plays the sheriff, and then Pedro Pascal plays the mayor. And the trailer's really interesting. We also got to look at Austin Butler on a social media platform. And basically, Joaquin Phoenix, as the sheriff, is going through his day by day, but then he's just watching on his phone all these different people in the community posting what they're feeling or what they want to express online, whether it's the mayor talking about how the town has to stay safe and we have to do these specific things, these protocols. And then Austin Butler seems to be sort of part of a cultish type community, or a sort of a leader.
Some kind of inflammatory public figure in social media. Yeah.
Emma Stone is at home. She looks like she's afraid or something. It's going to be a really interesting look at this crazy period in all of our lives.
Yeah, and I mean, the poster is a bunch of buffalo running off a cliff. Does that have to do something with like herd mentality?
That's what it seems
running
like.
into, like, putting themselves into a situation they shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
Just because the herd's doing it.
Yeah.
I think that that might be a metaphor in the film, possibly. We'll see. Looks great. I didn't expect the trailer to be Joaquin looking through Instagram. Me neither. But July 18th. Fucking soon, man.
Very soon.
Yeah, holy shit. Next up, Pride and Prejudice just released in theaters for its 20th year anniversary. Check out Joe Wright's film all over the country. I shall this weekend.
I love you. I did the wink too. Oh, one other thing on Star Wars. Hayden Christensen will return as Anakin Skywalker for season 2 of Ahsoka.
They should just call it Ahsoka and Anakin.
Yeah. A&A. Double A.
All right, next up, we finally got our first look at the film Him, starring Marlon Wayans and Tariq Withers, produced by Jordan Peele, directed by Justin Tipping. This looks like a really interesting sports horror movie, which, I mean, has that ever happened before? We follow a college quarterback as he's trying to make it pro and is taken under the wing by his idol, played by Marlon Wayans, who's trying to see how much this young guy is willing to sacrifice for fame. It seems like, in terms of sacrifice, we're talking about cults, we're talking about demonic rituals, maybe selling your soul to the devil, all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Crazy visuals, insane vibes, and it looks really fun.
It was a cool trailer because it started off feeling like a Gatorade commercial or like a sports commercial, but then it just took this great twist where it went so dark. We have some interesting cinematography and visuals, infrared cameras, stuff like that, and lots of blood and gore and just weird wardrobe and people with like animals on their heads and stuff like that. It looks like a freaking trip, man.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Pretty cool. I like the POV shots too of inside the helmets and through the helmets. I thought it looked really sick. We got our first trailer also for The Life of Chuck, starring Tom Hiddleston, Mark Hamill, Matthew Lillard, and Karen Gillan. This is the latest from Mike Flanagan, written by Charlie Kaufman. No, yes,
Stephen King.
This is based off Stephen King adaptation. Never mind.
Charlie Kaufman has nothing to do with it.
Okay, and it's in theaters on June 13th.
Looks good. Looks really good.
Looks very hopeful.
There was a teaser trailer for Zach Kreger's new horror film Weapons, follow-up to Barbarian, his first film.
I totally skipped that.
It's okay. I got you, man. They released a little tiny snippet on TikTok and social media, and this is a interesting setup where it's a normal town where suddenly an entire classroom of children all mysteriously disappear one night without a trace. There's footage of them like running away from their homes.
It's like security footage of a house, and just a shadowed figure just runs across the patio.
Yeah. So for some reason, this entire classroom has disappeared, and one of the teacher of that classroom is going to be one of the lead characters. Where it's her class is the class that has just like disappeared. No one else, all the kids just in her specific classroom. So it's a really cool setup. I think that Warner Brothers is already starting with a great marketing campaign for this, and it must be good because he just got Resident Evil, which means whoever's running that production saw his film Weapons early. And they were like, okay, this guy, Barbarian Weapons, we like him for our franchise.
Plus, Warner Brothers set up an in-universe website about the events of this movie that connects with Barbarian.
Fun.
So they're connected movies in the same world.
Viral marketing.
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. There's also a new teaser for Final Destination Bloodlines. Focuses on the late Tony Todd. Theaters May 16th, just a month away for this one.
Wow, this is coming up fast.
Coming up.
Didn't even realize.
Fast.
The Roses is
you're going to England in like a week and a half.
Yeah, man.
2 weeks almost.
Yeah, 15 days.
Yeah, you're out of here soon.
I got a countdown. Next up, we have a new trailer, the final trailer for today. The Roses, starring the incredible Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch as a couple nearing divorce. I wasn't really feeling the vibe of this trailer until it took a turn halfway through, because they seem just to be like a normal couple, but then we realize they both hate each other. And it's like they get into this war of like physical war and then legal war. It's really funny. I think it looks, and they're both like trying to like, it's like this, they're both going at each other. Like there's a moment where she puts crabs, like big crabs in his bath while he's in the bath, and they get into a big fight, and she pulls a gun on him. Like it got absurdly crazy, but in a funny way.
Yeah.
And it looks really good.
Because the first half, they look like a loving, doting couple.
Yeah, exactly. But it looks like a great acting powerhouse from the two of them.
For sure. Let's talk about Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another. We got our first posters of the film, one of Tiana Taylor and one of DiCaprio. This is in theaters September 26th.
Very soon. Very soon. Stanley Tucci. He's got a new Italian travel show.
Tucci!
Stanley Tucci. Tucci in Italy, the new Nat Geo show, where Stanley Tucci travels the entirety of Italy, learns about the different cultural differences from regions, and eats a ton of Italian food.
Dude, Italians must love him when he visits.
Yeah, watch the trailer. Looks great. I'm going to watch it.
I bet he has a house there or something.
He's got it.
He's got it. He's a fucking movie star.
Yeah.
Glenn Powell news as well. He's going to star in another movie.
I would imagine so.
The guy's on fire. A new original comedy film directed by Judd Apatow. They will write the script together. He's got experience co-writing, obviously with Richard Linklater. The comedy follows a country western star in free fall.
Man, Judd Apatow kind of just like disappeared.
Did he disappear?
Well, yeah. I mean, not disappeared, but like he had a great first few films, especially in the comedy genre.
Oh yeah.
And then he did The King of Staten Island, The Bubble.
Oh yeah, The Bubble was a huge miss.
He's been producing films too, but he didn't really, he had a great start to his directing career. It didn't really Funny People was good. Yeah.
Funny People was great. I think that was one of the better comedies of the last 10, 15 years.
4-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah, I mean, come on, he made one of the best ever with that one.
Yeah.
But he does produce a lot of stuff. You're right.
Yeah. All right. I think Ryan Gosling's a real one. You know why?
Why?
Because he's clearly a big fan of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So much so that he's developing a remake of it called Klowns.
No, it's called. That's just like the title of the story. I just put Clowns.
Oh, you just abbreviated it to just Clowns?
Listen, it says Glenn before that.
Well, the movie's called Glenn, right?
No, it's not called.
Oh.
It's just like the story about Glenn Powell.
The way you're writing, it's okay. Well, Clueless is there, and that's the
Clueless
title.
is one word. It's easy to write.
Anyways, Ryan Gosling's producing a new film
You thought the
adaptation.
Glenn Powell movie's called Glenn?
I thought so, because you spelled it with 2 N's. It says Glenn and N, so I was like, maybe that's the title of the movie.
I saw how you spelled his name.
Maybe just say Glenn new Glenn Powell movie next time. Just write that.
Saving time, man. Why don't you get the stories, Anthony?
I got some of them. You did it before. You did it yesterday.
I did as it came in.
Yeah, you did it very early.
I constantly update it.
Constantly. I clock in when I have to clock in.
I just like to save time.
Anyways, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Ryan Gosling's producing the film. Hopefully he plays a clown. Why not?
Oh my gosh.
If you don't know what it is, it's a crazy, insane, hard R graphic horror comedy about aliens that land in Earth, but they look like clowns to us, but like super scary clowns. Like that's just what they look like, the aliens. It's a fun concept. It's insane.
Crazy.
Terrified me.
Let's talk about Sender. Britt Lauer, who's...
Is that the name of the movie?
Yeah, it's the name of the movie.
Oh, wow. So sometimes it's the name of the movie. Sometimes it's not.
You're like Ron. You're literally Ron Burgundy. You'll read anything that's written on here.
Well, I'm thinking if you're going to do an update of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, maybe like Clowns is a cool updated title.
Let's talk about Sender. New film starring Britt Lauer, who is obviously one of the leads. She plays Ellie.
Oh, yeah.
Helly on Severance. Also with Dan Desmalchian and Barishkanov and Jamie Lee Curtis. They'll star in this together. It's a psychological horror film that follows a woman who experiences an e-commerce package delivery scam, becomes hellbent on discovering the identity of the sender.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Clueless is getting a TV series sequel, not a reboot. Alicia Silverstone is going to reprise her role as Cher in the Clueless TV series, so it's not a reboot with a hot young cast.
It will be.
Oh, yeah, she's going to have a daughter.
It's going to be both. Yeah. She'll have a daughter.
She'll wear the yellow plaid outfit at one point.
100%.
Yeah.
It's what they do. It's not exactly a remake. It's a legacy sequel reboot.
I don't think I've ever seen Clueless.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I've seen clips, but I don't think I've ever watched the movie.
It's a classic, man. I've only seen it maybe once, maybe twice, but it's good. It's funny.
Okay.
Funny movie.
I don't think I'm going to watch it anytime soon.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, it's your life, dude. You do whatever you want. But again, it's Peacock. Peacock doesn't have a great history with TV. Just saying. I didn't even know there was a second season for the what's the one with Anthony Mackie in the
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a second seson. I had no
People
idea.
watch that show?
I guess so. Either people are watching it or they had a 2-season deal.
What? I didn't know people actually watched it enough to get a sequel. Well, it might be a rights thing. When they bought the rights, they had to make maybe three seasons or something.
Yeah, it's not like
Might
I
have
just
been
said that
the
or
deal.
anything.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I wasn't listening. I was not. No.
Emma D'Arcy is teaming up with Tom Cruise. Did you hear about this?
Really?
So Tom's obviously filming Alejandro Iñárritu's latest film, and he plays a character who is the most powerful man in the world, tries to prove he is humanity's savior before the disaster he's unleashed destroys everything. Emma D'Arcy just got cast in the film.
Wow. Nice.
From House of the Dragon.
Yeah, they're filming House of the Dragon right now, but I'm not going to watch it.
So she's filming both then.
Yeah. She's going to show up with the wig still on.
I don't want to watch that season 3 either.
But I'll watch that fucking movie, though. I'll watch the hell out of it.
Tom and Alejandro. Very cool.
All right, we got some Highlander news. The remake is still moving forward with both Henry Cavill and Chad Stahelski, but the property has passed from Lionsgate to Amazon MGM. My guess is that Lionsgate sold MGM the rights and have just left the project.
Such a bummer.
Yeah.
And that shows they had such a bad year last year at the box office, and hopefully Ballerina helps rebound. They had, I think, 1 or 2 profitable films, but they had like 6 movies last year that were just duds.
Huge
bombs,
budgets.
Bomb. So Lionsgate had a bad 2024, and clearly if it probably affected them making this movie.
Yeah, because Lionsgate developed this project with Stahelski and Cavill, so it looks like they were like, hey, who wants... They probably went to the other studios, were like, anyone want this package? Anyone want this property? And probably Amazon MGM were like, we have a lot of money.
Let's talk about Mikey Madison. She was offered a starring role in Sean Levy's Star Wars. However, she passed on it, and I think that was a smart decision. I think that Mikey is a really interesting talent, and I'd like to see her stay out of the big IP franchises for now, at least, and do some really interesting independent films and just really interesting movies. I mean, Austin Butler, I think, is a great example where he probably got offered all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
After Elvis, especially, but then focuses on, let me pick Dune as my big movie because it's such a great artistic expression of cinema. But then just taking really interesting roles since then. I mean, he's going to be in Eddington, which is really cool. So I think Mikey made the right decision here.
The thing is, like, just... you don't want to do like the first big IP that you get sold, that you get pitched. You know what I mean? And
I think Ke Huy Quan and Ariana DeBose's post-Oscar career are examples of don't immediately just go for the money and for the biggest project that's offered to you. I think take your time, pick specific roles, because those 2 careers post-Oscar wins have just been unfortunately not great.
Yeah, I agree. And Butler, he's done a great job. It was after Once Upon a Time, he did Elvis, and then The Bike Riders was his first next thing. Then Dune Part 2, Masters of Air, which is a really good show. And then he's got a ton of movies that aren't franchises.
Yeah, I mean,
he's 9 upcoming movies that he's in pre-production
working
and filming.
With great directors. Aronofsky's an all-timer.
Absolutely, and it's just like you're not going to say no to Villeneuve. So, and then Ari Aster, like he's doing a great job. Luca Guadagnino, he's in a project for, but. It's take your time. You just won the Oscar. Don't sell out immediately. Not that Gosling's selling out, but Gosling's like
he's done 20
years.
movies.
Yeah, he did so many.
He was like the
movies.
independent movie Prince for like 10 years.
Yeah, he did a movie where he dated a doll. I'm not talking about Barbie.
A sex doll. He dated a sex doll.
Like he did the weird indie movies for a while. You know what I mean?
He paid his dues.
He did.
He earned that Star Wars leading role.
He earned Blade Runner. He earned it. Yeah, don't do like a big. Don't do Marvel. Don't do DC right out of the gate.
Yeah, I agree.
Because then also that's a huge time commitment. You know what I mean? A huge production like that takes a long time. You could probably make 2 or 3 movies in that time between not just the huge filming schedule, the gigantic press tour, which takes a couple months.
And then it's a franchise. They're going to have you come on for more movies.
Yeah, so it's a huge commitment. Gosling's in a place where he's making 1 big movie a year, so he can do that.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about making other movies or even, he gets to make a giant movie once a year. He's got his family. He's
going to space twice, back-to-back years.
Yeah,
Project Hail Mary next year, then in Star Wars.
Yeah, then he's going to live in space. All right, next up. Toy Story 5 news. It has screened for people. I don't know who, but people are saying it's really great. Tim Allen said...
It's screened? They're done?
Oh, no, Tim Allen watched it.
Okay.
That's what he said. Tim Allen.
He watched it? What do you mean?
Tim Allen's recording it.
He's in the...
I don't know what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
All right,
This movie's still being made.
Tim Allen spoke about Toy Story 5. He did his first 5-hour recording session on the film. And he said it's really great. He said it opens with an amazing Buzz Lightyear sequence. And then he says the story will actually mostly focus on Jessie, and Woody and Buzz will be supporting characters.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't care.
Whatever.
Whatever.
The boys have had their fun.
Yeah, the boys had 4 movies.
Jessica Chastain news. She's going to star in a horror film called Incidents Around the House from director Rob Savage. The film follows a haunting told from the perspective of a young girl whose troubled family is targeted by an entity she calls Other Mommy.
Other Mommy. Other Mommy. All right, X-Files, man. Here we go. Ryan Coogler, who grew up as a huge super fan of X-Files.
Did he really?
Yeah, him and his dad used to watch it together.
Oh, we used to watch that with Mom.
Yeah. He is helping reboot a new sequel series of the franchise, and he will probably be directing a couple of the episodes. He said it's his next thing that he wants to do immediately. He's spoken to both the
That's what he's
original
doing.
leads-
He's doing it, yeah.
And Gillian Anderson he spoke to, and he said that once they get, he said it could be really fun and really scary. So I think this is great news.
That's his next project.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, Pete Davidson news. He just got cast alongside Nicholas Hoult in David Leitch's upcoming film, How to Rob a Bank. The film will be getting a theatrical release from Amazon MGM.
Nice. Bunch of tall dudes robbing banks. Jesse Eisenberg's next film has been picked up by A24. It follows a woman who is cast in a community theater musical, but loses herself in the role. This stars Julianne Moore, Paul Giamatti, Haley Bailey, Colton Ryan, Havana Rose Liu, and Bernadette Peters. It will be a musical comedy.
Cool. We got our first look at Dexter Resurrection, starring Michael C. Hall, Peter Dinklage, Eric Stonestreet, Uma Thurman, John Lithgow, Kristen Ritter, David Desmalchian.
Whoa, Lithgow?
Yeah, he's coming back as the Trinity Killer.
What?
You didn't know that?
No.
I thought we talked about that in a recent episode.
No.
Jimmy Smits, David Zayas, Jack Alcott, and James Remar.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's coming back as the Trinity Killer. And then Uma Thurman looks piercingly cool in this movie, in this show.
I bet she's a new killer.
I bet so, too.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's on the hunt for him.
Hunting. There's a new series starring Taron Egerton and Journey Smollett called Smoke from Apple TV. They just dropped the first images, and it looks cool. This is from the creator and director of Bird Box.
Nope.
Blackbird. Wrong platform. This is the Apple TV.
Literally just read the words.
I did. It's just my brain. My brain processed them differently.
It says
Bird Box, Blackbird, whatever.
It says Blackbird, guys.
The series follows a detective and an arson investigator who must chase after two serial arsonists. Premieres June 27th on Apple TV. Blackbird was a huge hit for Apple and Edgerton, so I bet this will be a good one too.
I watched a couple episodes of that show. It was really good. I just never got into it.
You never kept watching.
I watched it when I was home visiting mom once, so we watched like 2 episodes then.
She loves that show.
Yeah. It was a good show. It was well made. There's just too many things to watch, man.
Excuses.
Final bit of news. That is an excuse for sure. We got our first look at some new posters of Hurry Up Tomorrow, starring The Weeknd and Jenna Ortega. This also hits theaters the same date as Bloodlines found destination, May 16th, just a month away.
Bloodlines is going to destroy it.
Probably. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like just like a very dark king of comedy.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a huge fan of Casino.
Yeah, no shit.
Huge fan
He's the entire marketing and tonal approach for that album, whatever it was called.
Yeah, was Casino based. All right, well, that's movie news. Again, we're dropping an episode tomorrow on Sinners. You're not going to want to miss that. It was an absolute blast. Fun episode. Great movie. Helping save the vampire genre from its dwindling decade.
I mean, Nosferatu just came out and made $200 million.
I know.
All right. It's not dwindling anymore.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I just said it's helping save the genre.
You said it was dwindling.
It is, again.
No
as
way.
we talked about in the episode tomorrow. Tell me all the great vampire movies that come out the last 10 years, not counting Nosferatu and Sinners.
Well, what I'm saying is it's not dwindling if a movie just made $200 million and was critically adored.
You're looking at one part of the graph. I'm looking at the 10 years. You're looking at this little section. I'm looking at the whole thing.
There's an upward trend, man.
I'm looking at the whole thing. Sure.
Yeah.
But it could just be a peak. It could drop. Just saying.
It's the market. It's like the market.
All we need is one more Renfield and it's going to drop. All right. Subscribe on YouTube. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews on Spotify and Apple. Do all the things. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. Share everything you see. Share episodes with your fans and friends and whatever.
Your fans.
Your friends, family members. Take care, everybody.
Well, everyone's parents are a fan of their kid, I guess.
True, yeah.
Yeah, share it with your fans, your parents.
Take care.
See you next time.